Good evening, Titan Nation. What's going on? It's your man Chris, aka Blue Enforcer. Welcome to a very, very special edition of Titans in Truth. And we got a huge show for you tonight. It is going to be epic, and you don't want to miss a thing on this. So also what I'm doing for the first time in a good while, I'm actually going live on Facebook. So I'm on Facebook Live. So if you're catching this on Facebook, come on, get up with me and put out some questions to me about the Titans and what you're thinking as far as the season coming up. So we are live. And what we're talking about first, I wanted to quickly give a quick recap about the 19-7 loss to the Chicago Bears. And I'm going to put it to you like this because I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on this game. It was pretty uneventful at Nissan Stadium, to be honest. You know, I was sitting in my section at 143 having a good time, but the game itself wasn't so hot. I mean, the game just wasn't really hot for neither the first team offense or the first team defense. And, you know, the defense gave up a long drive. Looks like a 15-play drive, about 96 yards, ended in a touchdown. Dory Jackson got picked on. He got picked on like he was that kid in school, the new kid in school, and the bullies were picking on him. And they did. Mike Glennon picked on him and really might have messed with his confidence a little bit, but I don't think it's going to really matter too bad. Coach Malarkey came out and said that was what he needed. You know, that was what he needed. He needed that experience. And actually, he's right about that. And I saw Rob on Facebook saying I was disappointed with the game. Believe me, a lot of us are. A lot of us were disappointed in the game. But he's going to learn from this. And that'll help make him a much better player, in my honest opinion. But the offense is what I really want to get into for just a little bit. The offense just looked out of sync all day long. Very out of sync, was not in rhythm at all. What's up, Brandon? How's it going? I mean, just wasn't in sync at all. And Marcus looked like he was off, maybe a little bit timid. Looked like he may have been scared with some of his throws. And just did not seem confident. And you really don't want to see that with your offense at the dress rehearsal. The third game is always the dress rehearsal for the regular season. And the Titans dress rehearsal did not go very well at all. If this was like a rehearsal for the wedding, you probably don't want to get married at that point. So that was a very, very tough game and a tough pill to swallow. I see some other people coming in on Facebook Live. So chime in, talk to me, let me know what you think. You know, if you're new to football or to the Titans, let me know. I'm going to coach you through. But Marcus Mariota just really seemed off with his throws and out of sync. The running game looked like it was non-existent. I mean, DeMarco Murray only had 6 carries for 16 yards. It was his first game back, and he was basically trying to get into a flow, into a rhythm also, and it just seemed like it wasn't there. And, you know, Derrick Henry got some carries too, but it just seemed like it was just out of sync. Like I said, both of them were under about 3 yards a carry, and that's something you really don't need when you got the high-power Oakland Raiders coming in about 10 days from now. You know, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, the September the 10th, Raiders are going to be in the house. And we're going to have to be able to play some offense to keep up with the Raiders. They're a high-scoring offense. So we really got to get it together on the offensive side of the ball. The offensive line has been very disappointing all preseason long. It just seems like they're reading too much into their own hype. They're maybe not getting out of their own way. And they really need to click it together because Marcus shouldn't have been taking the sacks he's taking. The running lane should have been a little bit more open. Now, granted, the Jets, the Panthers had good defensive lines. And for the most part, the Bears have a little bit better of a defensive line, but still, it's not great. We should have had a little bit more success. But it was a tough game. It was a very tough game to watch and a very tough game to go through. And Rob, I'm gonna get to your question in just a second and pick my brain. We was talking about that, and was talking about why did Adoree get the start, and we're gonna have to score, at least 28 to beat the Raiders, which is very true indeed. So I'm definitely gonna get to that question and pick my brain in just a minute, but I want to basically talk about that now. Kendall Wright tried to make a statement on us too. And you could tell that the Bears was trying to get to him early, basically trying to, goad him in front of all of us, in front of, Nissan Stadium since he was coming back. And, Kendall Wright's not going to be that good. I wasn't really worried about it. I kind of hate that they, again, was just trying to show us up a little bit with him, and he had his nice little run in the first drive, but that was it. It wasn't really much more than that. So I ain't worried about no Kendall Wright. I mean, he's gonna probably suck in Chicago anyways. There ain't nothing to worry about there. But I mean, I went back and looked at the game on NFL Game Pass. I thought, with the exception of the first drive, and with the exception of that one pass that Trubisky threw, I thought the defense was okay. I thought they were okay, solid against the run. And, most of the passes, they didn't let just somebody get behind them and beat them deep, except for Jeremy Boykins on that play from Trubisky, which he got cut. He got hurt and got cut. So double whammy for Mr. Boykins. But, I mean, yes. The pass rush needs to be better. They should have gotten to the quarterback a lot more because that Chicago Bears offensive line is not that great. I mean, it's not really nothing to sneeze at. It ain't nothing to go crazy about. So, I mean, they could have really did better with that. And that's really one of the main parts. That, and we just got to make some stops in the passing game. So the pass rush and the secondary got to go hand in hand together. And, that is something that we have to work on. And again, on offense, too, I forgot that great point, Brandon. Too many penalties. Taylor Lewan, he's supposed to be one of the best left tackles in the league. You have got to quit with the penalties. Had a holding penalty, had a face mask penalty that really messed some things up on the drives that we were having. And then Quentin Spain getting kicked out of the game. What you have to remember, even though the other player struck him first, the refs are always going to get the one that retaliates. If you retaliate, they're going to get you. They're going to flag you. And that is something that you just cannot do. You got to know when to walk away. You got to know when to control yourself and control your anger. And that is something that we're really going to have to work on. But all in all, true enough, it wasn't a great day for the Titans as a whole. But on a positive note, as Rob Vicinio has said, nobody got hurt seriously, which is a good thing. We're going to get some guys back. And I was glad to hear Corey Davis and Eric Decker practice yesterday. Even if it was limited, it's just good to have them back. Now, I don't expect them to play tomorrow, but they should be ready to go week 1. And I know a lot of people are worried. A lot of radio analysts are worried about Corey Davis, saying he's going to be behind and, it's going to take him so long to catch up. Look, if you're that good of a player and we took you 5th overall, he should be ready to go the second he steps in there. Will it take him some time to get chemistry with Marcus? Yes. But with his route running, he's going to be fine. He's going to be absolutely fine. So I got nothing to worry about there. So let's calm down the being scared and everything. It's going to be all right, y'all. We got a whole season left to play, so we going to come together. And now, after all the dust is settled from this game and everybody's gotten their panic mode a little bit down a bit, and I say you take it down a little bit. I know the game didn't look great, and really as a whole for these last 3 games, the Titans haven't looked great. But now it's time to push the panic button, y'all. We still have the entire regular season to go. Now, given about the first 4 games, if we're like 1-3 or 0-4, then it's time to press the panic button. Then it's time to get terrified. Until then, we're going to be fine. Miss Olden, how's it going? How you doing? But we're finna go in to the two-tone blue star of the week and also the dunce of the day nominations. And, I've gotten quite a few nominations recently. I definitely do thank everybody for being involved in that. I see I see some people putting in some really good nominations. I see Brett Kern, the punter, getting the nomination, and also seeing that there are some other nominations as well. Brett Kern getting the nomination. Also, I saw with Wesley Woodyard getting chosen as well. But I think it's perfectly obvious where this could end up going. And, it's a very interesting. It's very interesting that we're going this route with the two-tone blue star of the week. And it's also a little bit scary when it goes to this point. But the two-tone blue star of the week has to be Brett Kern. He gets the nod. And, he had a couple of great punts that were inside of the 10-yard line and really backed up the Bears to where they had to go those long drives. But we got to execute and get off the field. Anytime that your punter is your best player, something is definitely wrong. Something is not right. Something is not together. But I definitely have to give that to Brett Kern on that. And so he is the two-tone blue star of the week. And that is an esteemed honor. Congratulations to him on that. And now we get to the award that is not so fun for anybody to have. That is the Dunce of the Day. And there are plenty of nominees to go around for the Dunce of the Day award. And everybody has chimed in. Rob chimed in saying Adoree, for his bad play. Egan O'Mahony from Ireland. Shouts out to the Irish nation, to the Irish club of loving the Titans. He's basically said the entire offensive line. And that's a pretty good nomination as well on that. And, Brent Beard said Quinn Spain for his ejection is another. Brandon Bowers says Adoree Jackson. Those have basically been some of the popular nominations. Ian, what's going on? Big Kev, what's going on with you? But I'm gonna have to say the dunce of the day, or should I say the dunces of the day, has to be the offensive line. The entire offensive line, because they've been looking shaky for 3 straight games. And it is very important that they get their act together and get better into a rhythm. They got to protect Marcus back there. They got to give some room for DeMarco Murray to run. And the run game is our bread and butter. If we're not successful in running the football, then we're not going to be successful as a team. And it all starts up front. And really, for honorable mention, first, of course, I'm going to say Adoree for honorable mention. He did have a terrible game, but also you got to take into the fact he's a rookie. He's learning. He's learning, and I think he'll get better as the season goes along. Now, if we're halfway through the season and he still looks horrible, then we might have a little bit of a problem. But every corner gets burned. Every corner gets beat in the NFL, even the best ones, even Richard Sherman, Marcus Peters, they get beat from time to time. It happens. It happens. I mean, this is the NFL. That's what it is. So, Adoree's an honorable mention. Another honorable mention right now has to be the defensive line. Not getting enough pressure. And that includes Orakpo and Morgan as well. Pressure on the quarterback is going to be key. That's going to help Adoree, help LaShawn Sims and Logan Ryan. If the quarterback's flat on his back, they can't make those throws. So that's going to be important, the pass rush. But I just think that those are going to be keys, and those are things that have to be ready by September the 10th and get it together. And, that's going to be important. So we need the pass rush to get it together. The offensive line needs to get it together, and Adoree needs to get it together if he's going to start. But right now, that's going to basically, I think our secondary is pretty much set. I'm going to get to that in just a moment and get ready for our Pick My Brain segment of the show. So this is going to be very, very fun indeed. So get ready for Pick My Brain. Pick my brain. You get inside my head. Yeah. And I already got some questions coming in, so we're about to get to it. All right, now we back for Pick My Brain. And so we're going to go ahead and get right into it because there's a lot of good questions to be had on there. And, of course, this is the best part. This is really fun. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with my guy Rob Vincenio. I know I probably got that wrong. Hey, Selena, what's up with you? But his first question was, can you see Jayon Brown pushing either Woodyard or Williamson for playing time? And did Sims become our number 2 corner because of the play from Adoree? Rob, great questions on that. First, with Jayon Brown, I think Wesley Woodyard and Avery Williamson are our starting inside linebackers. Now, Jayon Brown is definitely going to see a lot of action. He's going to be on the field a lot, especially in sub packages, most likely on passing downs. Now, I don't know which one you would take off for that, whether it be Woodyard or Avery Williamson. You got to take one of them off the field if you're going to bring Jayon Brown on the field, unless you go where you could put 3 linebackers in. But I definitely see Jayon Brown. I think he could be starting by the end of the season, maybe in place of Woodyard. I could see that happening, but Woodyard's been playing well throughout the preseason, so that's going to be very hard. What's up, Shonda? Hey, Soror. How's it going? But I think Jayon Brown will push for more time. He's going to play a lot this year, but I still think that Wesley Woodyard and Avery Williamson are going to be our starters. And as far as LaShawn Sims, yes, that's what I was getting to, and to help with AD Fires on Facebook Live, on my Facebook Live. Yes, LaShawn Sims is our number 2. It's gonna be him and Logan Ryan on the outside. I think Adoree could start in the nickel, and you can't switch that. You can't put Adoree on the outside. Put Logan Ryan in the nickel at times too. So I think they're going to rotate between Adoree and Logan Ryan playing outside or inside. But I think to start off the year is going to be Logan Ryan on one side and LaShawn Sims on the other side against the Raiders. And honestly enough, I think they need to put Logan Ryan on Michael Crabtree and put LaShawn Sims on Amari Cooper. I think that's the better matchup. I think that's the better matchup. So that is something that I think. And no, Shonda, this is not going to be no Steelers time. Wait till later on in the year when we beat the Steelers later on this year. But that's just what I think on that. I think LaShawn Sims is going to be the starter on that. Now, also had a question from Brent Beard, who says, which NFL rookie do you think will have the biggest fantasy impact this year? Now, that was a good question also. Who will have the biggest impact in fantasy? Now, there are not a lot of fantasy leagues that have individual defensive players. Most of the time, it's the defense as a whole. I think Adoree Jackson, if he gets some picks, can help with the Titans, especially on special teams too. So I think Adoree Jackson, not individually, but if he gets some a couple of returns for touchdowns, the Titans special teams, the defense special teams unit for the Titans in fantasy could help on that. But I think the biggest is going to be, I would say, Corey Davis, if we're going based on rookies. I think Corey Davis will have the biggest fantasy impact. That may not happen right away, but I think he's going to definitely get you some points later in the year when Marcus is just throwing touchdowns all over the place. So I really think Corey Davis is going to be the guy. And I won't discount Taywan Taylor either. I can't forget about him. I think those two could definitely rack up a lot of points in fantasy. So I won't exactly kick that notion out there. And then also from Egan O'Mahony, my guy from Ireland, basically said, who do you think is the dark horse on making the final squad for the Titans this year? He says he feels his has to be Kalen Reed. I think he's had a fantastic preseason and he deserves his place. And I agree with that. I think Kalen Reed is definitely going to make the team. He's not my surprise dark horse as far as making the team, but I think he's definitely going to make the team without a doubt. And I'm actually, I didn't mention this earlier, but after my break, we are going to get into who I think is going to make this 53-man roster. In my honest opinion, even though I know we got Kansas City tomorrow and the final cuts will begin. Now, by Saturday at 3 p.m., cuts are going to be done. More than 1,200 almost 1,200 players are going to be available and are going to be cut. So we're going to be cutting 37 guys from this team, but we're going to get into that in just a bit. And did anybody have any other questions that maybe I forgot about? You better let me know. I can get back to that after the break. But I really do think we have a little bit of work to do, but I think we're going to be just fine. And lastly, the reason I think Mike Mularkey started Adoree, he wanted to see what he had with him. He wanted him to get some action against another number one offense to see what he does in that situation. Did it go well? No. Did he learn some stuff? Yes. And Adoree Jackson, seeming like he does work very hard, he's going to get better, in my honest opinion. And so what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a very quick and brief commercial break, and I mean very brief. And we have a word from our sponsor, and we're going to come right back on Titans in Truth. Hi, guys. This is Chris Newell from Titans in Truth. Ladies, are you looking for that specific jewelry that's unique and helps you stand out? Something you will never find in other jewelry stores? Fellas, you might be looking for that special jewelry for that special lady in your life. Or you might be looking for some bling for yourself. Well, check out Rose Jewel Boutique and my friend Allison Conley. Ladies, she can make jewelry in a way that you want it and to your particular taste. Check this picture out here. Fellas, you want a little bit of bling or something that you can find special too? She does male jewelry as well. Check out these bracelets that she's made. Now look, I don't say this about Rose Jewel Boutique because they are a sponsor of the show or that she is a friend of the show. I say this because I am a valued customer. Take a look at these pictures from our wedding. You really want to find out how to get this special jewelry? Check her out right here. Check her out on Facebook, Instagram, or go to rosejewelboutique.com. She can ship anywhere. And make sure you tell her that Chris from Titans and Truth sent you.